Very good. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you on here, and I'm honored to be presenting to you this amazing presentation on this spectacular patch. This X39 patch has changed our lives. And so tonight you're going to find yourself being one of three people. Particularly if you're brand new and never wore the patch before, then you're going to find yourself in a position where at the end of this, you're going to want to either do more research. So I call that person number 3. And someone who's a number 2 is someone who likes what they see and maybe want to get some patches for you and your family. And or you may be a number 1. You like what you see. You want to get some patches on you and your family, but also you want to hit the go button on this rewarding program offered to those who share it, not sell it. There's a big difference. And and we'll expound on that towards the end. But tonight's kind of like a buffet, if you will. You know, if you've ever been to a buffet, you can't eat everything from the buffet. So what do? You pick and choose what's your favorite from it. And tonight, I'm going to present a buffet to those who want to just do more research, to those who just want to get the patch, and to those who want to hit the go button on the program, potentially to be able to make money as well. And so I'm going to share it all. And so you just pick on what you want to be able to get what you need to be able to decide what you want to do, and then let the person know who invited you that what you want to do, and then they'll follow your lead and serve you from there. So let's go ahead with this presentation here, and you can see here, you know, the question is, have you been patched yet? And if you have, then that means, and you can see on this precious girl here, looks like one of my daughters, and this patch, when you put it on, it's going to elevate this peptide. And when it elevates this peptide, it's going to begin to activate your stem cells and some other things, amazingly, and which is also going to begin to regenerate, you know, the youthful state inside of you, and then some, and which has produced so many wonderful things that's compelled this company to be one of the fastest growing companies in the world, 2nd year straight out of 7,000 in this relational marketing space, and with no advertising. Pretty powerful patch, right? So, well, let's go ahead and talk about this gentleman who started it. And his name is David Schmidt. And he has over 200 patents to his name. And so he is a scientist of scientists, an inventor of inventor. And David is really just a wonderful man. As if you get to know this gentleman, begin to research him, get to meet him in person, possibly, if we have, you realize he is someone who cares. He cares about God, and he cares about people, and he cares about us. And so he has a passion for creating things that can help us and give God glory. Well, and 20 years ago, the Navy SEALs hired him to figure out a way to keep them awake underneath the water 18 to 36 hours in these specialized submarines. And they didn't want to give them amphetamines. And God gave David the ability to invent this photobiomodulation patch. Big word, right? It works off light in the body. And he created 2 of them, actually, that work together. And it basically leveraged the fat cells in the body to produce energy. It worked. That led to the women's Berkeley swim team using these patches. They began to best their times. That led to Michael Phelps during the Olympics wearing these 2 energy patches during the Olympics. So this technology is, to this day, Olympic-approved technology. And that other sports players, Serena Williams, David Beckham, began to wear these energy patches. And but then, because David got notoriety for that, he began to create other patches. And then in 2008, he turned his attention to stem cells and age reversing. And over 10 years, 80 clinical trials, $4.5 million, he figured this one out, the X39 patch. It's the 39th patch that he created, and he got it patented in 2020. Actually, 2019, the product really went full launch in 2020. And what happened in 2020? Boom, COVID hit and began to shut the whole world down. But this patch busted forth like light, and went from 20 million a year. The company was doing about 20 million a year at the time, after 15 years of these other patches. And then boom, this one patch hits the market in June, 80 million, 200 million. Last year they did 600 million. They're going to hit $1 billion this year, you know, all based 86% of it all coming from this patch, because there is nothing on the planet that does what this does. And if that's properly English. And what does it do, Ken? Well, it turns on your dormant stem cells, you know, and which creates amazing results. And if you look inside the patent here, the 80 clinical trials and studies that were done, some of the things it says it does inside the patent. Now, you can't patent a placebo. So this is reality. And let me just blow this thing up here. If I learn how to work my screen. Okay, I'm trying to touch my computer system. Here you go. So make it easier for you to read. And check this out. It says it's going to result it's going to elevate this. I'm just going to shorten it. It's going to elevate this copper peptide. And when it does, it's going to activate your stem cells. It's going to improve your energy. It's going to elevate your antioxidants. It's going to reduce your inflammation. It's going to manage pain. It's going to improve stamina. It's going to elevate collagen production and improve wound healing. That's just to name a few. I don't know one thing that can do all that. And the reality is what's doing it is your body. It's not the patch, right? Your body does the healing. So we don't make any claims on this patch. We're just super excited to see what it's done for our family and friends, and love sharing that. And what's the story? The story was when you and I were in the womb, the very first cell we were was a stem cell. And that cell morphed into every cell we now are. But you were given a reserve of those stem cells throughout your entire body, your bones, your teeth, your organs, your skin, everywhere, for healing, repair, and restoration. So if you're 8 years old, you break a bone, what happens? The brain sends stem cells there and says, and they morph into bone, marrow, tissue, ligament, joint, whatever. When you're 80 years old, that doesn't happen. Why? Because at the age, by the time you're 30, half of those stem cells are now dormant. Aging is setting in. And the less stem cell activity you have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. By the time we're 60, that's me, 90% are now, boom, they're dormant. And until now, with this amazing patch. And we have the ability to turn them on back naturally using the infrared light in our body. And so it is light therapy. And we call it phototherapy, right? Not light from the sun or outdoors, or light from the sun hitting your body that then creates a reaction to elevate vitamin D, right? This is light coming in from inside your body out. So it doesn't matter if you're in darkness or not. You are always emitting infrared light. That infrared light has a frequency that then bounces off this patch. This patch is made of microscopic, tiny crystals from salt and sugars and amino acids that are arrayed in such a way to be able to create a frequency back that elevates this peptide. So it's light therapy. Nothing is going into our body. Nothing in my bloodstream. Nada. It's light, right? It's signaling the body to do something. The body begins to do something, puts this peptide together. The peptide then, the brain sees that peptide being elevated. When it does, it begins to turn on our dormant stem cells. Who in heaven's name could ever figure that out? I mean, you'd have to be in touch with God. And David would tell you, no one creates, only God creates. And he believed God gave him the download to be able to do this. And, I believe him. And we're thankful for him, right? So nothing's going in our bodies, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, nothing invasive. Thank God for that. I'm not injecting my own stem cells back in my body. You can have blood drawn out of your body, spin the blood, take the stem cells and inject them back into space. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Or you can go inject someone else's stem cells. You can fly overseas and inject aborted fetus stem cells, which is illegal here in this country. Or you can avoid all of that, not inject anything, and simply turn your own dormant stem cells back on. And your brain knows exactly what's going on in your body. It's what's in control. And so it's the one who's going to control that process and knows exactly what you need, more so than any of us do. And now you have the opportunity to give the brain an opportunity to be a blessing to you. So you're going to get stronger. Your inflammation is going to be reduced, right? Anything with the word itis in it, what's behind it? Inflammation, tendonitis, arthritis, this itis, that itis, inflammation, increased stamina, right? So could you use some more energy, some stamina, go longer, harder, right? Faster, stronger, travel, whatever, energy, vitality, just feeling youthful again, mental clarity. I remember for me, I owned an 18-man advertising company for years, tons of stress, couldn't find good sales reps to work for me. Everybody got paid off my production. So I built the backside of the business with all my team, but I was on the front side, always hustling sales to be able to make sure everything stayed afloat. Tons of pressure. I was like living in a subtle state of fear all the time. Didn't even realize it until I put this patch on, and 2.5 weeks later, 85% of that disappeared. And I'm like, oh, so this is what life is like. Because when I would talk to you, if you and I were in person, I'd be thinking about 4 other things at once as I was thinking about you, because fear was driving the need to got to get more done. And then and that's like, if you have a thorn in your side and you're trying to talk to somebody, it's hard to really focus on, but you pull that thing out. Now you can breathe. And now what happens? Everybody becomes present. Your life becomes present. You become present. I became present in my shoes. So now when I was with my grandbabies, I was there. When I was talking to my wife, I actually was present. When I was on vacation, I actually was there. Had no idea this is what life was like. Didn't know this patch was going to do this for me either. And that happened 2.5 weeks in. I was wore this patch. Restored muscle skeletal condition, we had I had a dentist by the name of Dr. Gonzalez Hernandez, excuse me, down in Bradenton. They own Parkwood Family Dental. They had a patient come in. They couldn't put a post in the jaw. Too brittle, I guess. Porous. I don't know what, I'm not the terminology. I'm an advertising guy. And he came back like a few months later, and now the jaw was solid enough, and they put a post in the jaw, and they were amazed. They had to call me and tell me this. Never seen such a thing. How could the body restore its own skeletal condition? Well, it did. You have more collagen in your bones than you do calcium. I never knew that, but it's true. And this is elevating that collagen production. So your bone density is going to get thicker. Pretty crazy. If you're looking to sleep better, I don't know how many out there sleep really good, because I never have. I didn't know that was even a problem. And so I began to wear the patch, and I began to dream real vividly, and I began to wake up feeling a lot better. And so you're going to sleep better, which is a great part of healing in the body. And so that's when the body detoxes at night. The brain detoxes when you go in a deeper state of REM, and the body can heal and repair itself, and you live longer just from sleeping better. And improve the skin appearance. If you guys saw my wife 2.5 years ago and look at her now, it's like, my gosh, she looks even younger. It's really awesome. Here's a woman who is 77 years of age, and she had inflammation on the brain. Look at that, it's red. Like red can get terrible, right? So that means brain fog, lack of brain coherence. Hey, where's my keys at? What was I going to get in the refrigerator? All kinds of stuff you and I don't want. Well, 3 weeks in, guess what? She don't have it anymore. 3 weeks after that, it's sustained. This is amazing. And if you have inflammation in your brain, you have inflammation throughout your whole body. It doesn't mean you're overweight. It just means you have inflammation, right? So pretty awesome. Also, you have genes that make up your eye color, your height, and what have you. And about a third of them reset to a younger state within just a couple of days. Resveratrol in red wine gave red wine notoriety years ago, because now red wine was good for you because it resets 2 of your genes. 2. This resets over 4,000, and one is the gene that turns on dormant stem cells. It's amazing. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. I told you about that. I call this thing a happy patch. Anybody who's going through depression, divorce, loss of a loved one, just stuff, PTSD, teenagers just having problems, autistic children, that are emotionally up, put the patch on them. Give me a few weeks, then come back and tell me what you see. It's a blessing. 3 months of collagen, your body refreshes, your skin, hair, nails gets thicker, longer, faster. My wife's hair, was about here when back in June of 2022. Here we are now, almost 3 years later, and her hair is getting thicker and longer. And we've got other friends who their hair is getting thicker, longer, that are in their mid-late 50s like us. Pretty amazing. And here's another thing. I had a friend of mine get hit by a car, and this one's about your heart reversing in age, because they had a study of 15 people, 14 of them, their cardiovascular reverses in age by about 8 years. So that's like a 90-some-odd% probability that yours will too. And I had a friend got hit by a car. They discovered he had a stretched aorta when they did a full body scan at the hospital. Excuse me. And they said, "Oh, Mitch, you have a stretched aorta, 35%. No more than 12 weeks, you got to come back. We're giving you bypass surgery." He comes back in less than 12 weeks, scans his heart again. Heart was less than 5%. They said, "I can't explain this. No need for heart surgery, bypass surgery." And so we were talking to a Dr. Adam Shiner. He's been on Dr. Oz. He's a world-renowned facial eyelid, eye facial surgery gentleman in Tampa. And he requires his patients to wear this patch 1 month before they have surgery, because they heal in days versus weeks. And he was at a convention, and my friend went up to him, told him about his heart, and the doc said, "Oh, I can tell you why your heart healed like that." He goes, "Yeah, please do, because your DNA is always talking to your brain." And the DNA said, "I made your heart to look like this, but now it looks like that." And the brain says, "Oh, I'll go ahead and fix it." That's what he said. I thought I'll take that analogy. I can draw that with a crayon. And, it's pretty awesome. So here's the deal. You're going to wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And then after the first 12 hours you wear it, throw it away. Let the body rest, rejuvenate, do its thing, and then put a new patch on the next day. So it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Put it next to your toothbrush in the morning, slap it on. After dinner, take it off, throw it away, boom. And then enjoy the rest of your 12 hours, as the body begins to even get better. And then put new one on the next day. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And please do put some kind of electrolytes in it, particularly natural, like a Celtic salt, CELTIC. You can get that at your grocery store. Or Baja Gold, B-A-G-A, Baja Gold salt. You can see that on Amazon. And put a quarter teaspoon, won't even taste it, in a half a gallon. That will give you all electrolytes. The body runs on electricity, thus the word electrolyte. Alrighty, so you need electrolytes. And if you're drinking water all day long without electrolytes, you may be flushing electrolytes out of you, and you actually may be counterproductive to feeling better in general without the patch. But you put this patch on, you start drinking water with electrolytes, you're going to optimize this patch's ability to give you a good run for your money, right? So that's how this thing is born. They tested it in 2 different independent places, 2 different times to get the patent on the back of the neck and below the belly button, but you can wear it anywhere in the body because light works out the entire body. So here you see, this is a sophisticated, advanced piece of technology, a wearable technology that does the most amazing things that allows our body to do the best work. Because here's the deal, the stem cells, they are the holy grail of optimization in the body. And when this thing turns on your dormant stem cells, it's not like taking old stem cells and waking them back up. This is like generating new, young stem cell activity. So like my 94-year-old mother-in-law, who then got throat cancer, and the doctor was like, well, she's so old, so you probably need to put her in hospice. And we fought back and said, no, what else can we do? And he said, well, give her isolated radiation right here. We did, put her on the patch. And her oncology nurse, Randy, of 20 years, said, I've never seen this before. What's up, Randy? No burn marks, no swelling. What's in the patch? And her hair started growing back super thick and fast. 94 years old. Her beautician was like, Lorraine, what's going on with your hair? Right? So you're talking about bringing some youthfulness back. It's pretty, I used to have a gray splotch of hair. I still have gray hair, but it's right here, and I don't anymore. So I'll take it. So think about this. What do you have right now in your life that can do these things? Almost nothing. And here's the deal. No one on the planet has this technology. No one. It is patented till 2040. So we have the cookie. We have zero competition when it comes to sharing this technology, and we have a patch of hope. And this company is growing so fast, not because people are trying to go sell other people something. Loved ones are discovering this and calling their family and friends and saying, listen, I found something. You've got to take a look at this with me. That's the difference. And that people will do because, if you go see a good movie or eat at an amazing new restaurant one night, what do you do the next day? You go back to work and tell everybody. That's called word of mouth. You put this patch on, your life changes. Guess who the first people you're going to call? The people you love and care about the most. That's what I did. And we discovered this. My wife discovered it. I called my wife and I, by the way, we have 5 grown children. We've been married 33 years. Our children at this point are now, we've been almost 34 years, are now 33 to 23, 5 of them, 4 married, all out the door, 10 grandchildren, another one on the way. So we've got a lot going on. And matter of fact, I think some getting ready to come through the door right now. And yeah, like 7 grandbabies getting ready to walk through this door. So we'll see how this goes. Got a couple of daughters in town for them. Anyway, so it's the best. And it's the best because I'm wearing a patch. So I have youthfulness and vitality. I can get on the floor, and play with them. I can get on a plane and put luggage over my head easier and help other people. Now I get to live in the present. I really get to be with them. Those precious little smiling faces. I mean, life is good when you're wearing a patch. It's better. It's gooder. Alrighty, so let me roll on now. I'm going to talk about how to get these patches, how much they are, give you a little history about the company. So if you decided not only just to purchase some for yourself and some family and friends, but you also want to hit the go button on this rewarding program, I want to show you how easy it is because this thing set us free financially and we didn't see that coming. So it all starts with this website right here called thisisitinfo.com. And what this does is this helps you and me from having to become a salesman. Our friends don't need us to be a salesman. Our friends just need us to share something with them, the patch, and then share some information with them that they can go look up and go find out on their own on what this is about. So you don't have to go tell them about it. This site has all the 80 clinical trials. It's got 3 quick little videos on what this patch is, how light works in the body, how the founder created the patch. It's got the patents, the studies, how to wear it. It's got testimonials. It's got everything under the sun right here. So when your friends say, hey, tell me more about it, I said, sure, give me your phone. I'll text you a link, take a look, and you tell me what you find. So that's really simple. Once again, here's the company's growth. It's amazing. And, and here is the Bravo Award. It's called the Growth Award. And 2 years straight now I've won this thing. And which means out of 7,000, over 7,000 direct selling companies in the world, like a Mary Kay, an EXP Really, Ameriprise, Melaleuca, whatever, we're the fastest growing in the world. And so pretty amazing. And we have a team right here led by this couple, Steve and Gina Merritt in the black and white, who brought on a system just 38 months ago. The company was already 17 years old or so at that time, and they never seen this before. They came aboard and they hit the highest rank in this business in 23 days. That usually took 4 years to do. And we're talking potentially $25,000 a week. And they said they were going to come aboard and implement a system that everybody else could follow to see how well they could do too. And now over 300 of us have hit the highest rank in this business, my wife included, me and my wife. And that gave us the ability to keep God first, our family next. My full-time company, I was running my advertising company, working 50 to 80 hours a week. But then I kept this fourthly. So God, family, work in this, using the system. So I didn't have to change the most important things in my life to move this into my life. This helped push the things I really didn't need in my life to make the time to be able to share with people I love and care about. And then we began to grow. And it was spectacular. Well, they had their first meeting with the team back in August of 23, and it was here. We were sweltering hot, 1,800 of us, in this big tent in Tampa. And the founder came down, and the CEO of the company, the president, Merritt Burke, they both came down because they'd never seen this rapid growth ever in the history of their business. And now this team here, led by Steve and Gina Merritt, is the fastest growing team, not only in LifeWave, in the world. We went from 2 people, them, to over 500,000 people. We expect to have over a million people by year end. There is no team in the world in any organization growing that quickly. And that's because we have a simple system that's duplicatable, which means common people can go get uncommon results thanks to this system. And so the key is what that does is that affords people something that we're all in the same boat on. We're all in the same boat, that we all share this commonality called time. We all get the same amount of it every day, 7 days a week, and we can't get it back. The thing is, 85% of people today who go to work are not happy. And I was there for years running my own company. It was my baby, but man, that thing owned me. And or I worked for corporate America. That was not easy, and I did well, but my time was, I wasn't happy. How would you like to feel happier when your time? Because I tell you right now, my wife and I feel fulfilled with this opportunity because we get to see lives change. And but for you, what are you looking for on the screen? Is there something on here that says, yeah, I haven't traveled in a long time, I would love to go take a vacation and come back and not have to worry about how much it costs, pay cash for the whole thing, right? And of course you got to pass. So yeah, you're looking for better health. Well, if you're less stressed because you're with an organization that's improving the quality of your overall life. And because now you're getting to do something that has meaning and purpose behind it, that blesses other people. And it's bigger than you getting paid. But the reality is this thing can reward you financially, as it did my wife and I. We hit the highest rank in this business in 22 months, still running our advertising. No, we hit its highest rank in the business in 11 months. Never really done anything like this before. And there's other people in this industry who've never done this before succeeding. A 63-year-old Penny Carpenter, she'll let me use her name. She's a beautiful woman, lives out in Texas with a town of just 650 people. They're all ranchers. She hit the highest rank in this business. Never been successful in something like this before. There's a 24-year-old out of college, hit the highest rank in this business. An 81-year-old grandmother in Puerto Rico hit the highest rank in this business. The point is, I'm the kind of guy thinking, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. I don't know what you think. That's up to you. But I'm hopefully providing some hope to somebody. And that you could do this too, because we like to lock arms with you and show you how to do this. Because if you link arms with us and then get after your dreams and we run with you, then you're going to go change a lot of lives with this batch. And your bank account is going to rise. Your time is going to become more fulfilled. Your life's going to get better. And this is what's happened for my wife and I, because within 22 months, we were making 4 times when I was paying myself running my advertising company, and we were able to basically put our company up for sale, paid our team richly, and really just shut the company off. And actually, for 2 people, I paid for over a year after we shut it down last June. And as if they still work me full time because of how well we're doing in this opportunity, we can still be generous. And on top of that, recently, a while back, we bought 90 acres in Malawi, Africa, to give to an amazing ministry that's doing crazy things and for people that are just broken. And we get to do more things now with our resource. We are debt free. We pay cash for everything now, cars, vacations, and we live wisely. We give God his 10%. We always have. We had no money. And years ago, I'll tell you this, my wife and I didn't have any money for about 4 years during the tough time of 06 to 09. And I remember we got so bad, we didn't have money for a car, and I had 5 kids. And I remember a friend from Bible study gave us one because God was faithful then when we had no money. And you know what? God is always faithful. That's just my 2 cents. Whether you have money or not, God is better. He's bigger. And now that we have quite a bit of resources financially in the natural, we understand what really matters, because the new car smell of making a lot of money. We make well over $1 million a year right now, thousands of dollars every day, 7 days a week. And we don't have to even do this presentation. We're gonna make more money, and so you realize that the new car smell of making money wears off, and you get up the next morning, it's still you. You look in the mirror, it's you. You gotta love your wife, you gotta love yourself, you gotta take care of your health, you gotta do a lot of things. And now now if you got this thing called time, you've got freedom to take the gifts that God has put inside of you and begin to bring them forward, so you can find yourself being more fulfilled and being a blessing to others too. And that's really our real focus, is to be able to hopefully bring somebody, maybe on this call, to a position where they'd like to be there too, because this platform can do it. And it all starts right here. This is how easy this thing starts. Right here. It's you get some patches, and then 2 of your friends on your left and 2 of your friends on your right. We call this thing a binary. It's a left team and a right team in short, right? You're going to start a left and a right team. And it starts with 2. And so you call your mom, you call your uncle up, you call your best friend up, you call your coworker that you love doing business together with, and you say, I found something. I need you guys to get on some passes together, and let's get this thing to change our lives. And just 4 of you start this thing. Well, guess what? We call this thing manager, this play right here. This opens you up to start making residual money in the form of a team commission, because now you have a team, right? There's 4 people right there. If they start buying more patches and getting an auto ship, they start sharing patches, and those people they start to share patches with, they start getting patches. Well, guess what? You're getting a piece. You're getting a piece of all that. And as that word of mouth begins to grow, you get more. But when you first get this thing here, when I'll explain what that position is in a second, what you're purchasing and what they're purchasing, but this position here, this foreplay, I call it, when you begin to replicate this foreplay, we call it manager, become a manager, make a machine. So then maybe your friends get excited. Now they're going to go get their 4. And you begin to help them on the left and right, helping everybody get their first 4 people. And as that thing begins to replicate out, this thing pays you all the ways this company pays. And just this one way, and there's several ways we get paid, this one way goes to $25,000 a week. Now, this other thing here, this is unlimited. All right. And you can talk to the person who invited you. They can share it with you. And here's a short story on it. You enroll a friend who gets on patches. They start making some money. You get a 25% bonus every week on whatever they're making. Say they're making $1,000 a week, a lot of money. Now you're getting $250 bonus on that. And maybe one of the people they enrolled, which is now your second generation versus them, they enroll somebody, the computer counts it as your second generation. You get 20% of whatever that person is bringing in for that week. Right? That's pretty awesome. And then if that second generation person, whether you know them or not, they enroll somebody, that's your third generation. So you got 20% coming off them too. So now you got a 25%, 20%, 20%, and you can continue to enroll more people at that first level. So we say, try to enroll 20 people left, 20 people right over 90 days. Now you can do it 9 days or 9 months or 9 years. That's your call, but that's just a goal. We tell people, hey, try that out. Well, if you got 20 here, 20 there, and then they enroll, well, now there's 40, and those people enroll. Now you got, there's 40, 80, 120 people, and you're getting paid from all that.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah.
your phone is not in sequence with your voice.
Huh. Alrighty.
There you go.
There we go. Alrighty. Thank you. Maybe I'm talking too fast. It's the coffee. I think I'm wearing one patch, not 2. Just kidding. The patch actually gives me clean energy, and I praise God for that, because I used to talk 10 times faster, believe it or not. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate you, my friend. Okay, so the person invited, they can explain this to you because we just want to go back real simple right here. Like if you can get this is how easy this business is. You gain a belief in something, you call the people you love and care about, tell them you found something, get 4 of them, get on this patch with you. That's the first rank, and then duplicate that, right? You don't have to know anything about the comp plan. That will take you all the way to all the ways the company pays. And that's what I do to this day. My wife and I have been in this now 35 months. And what do? I work with brand new people to help them get their first 4 people. And so we just kind of keep this thing simple, and it's pretty powerful. And what do you do then? You want to get this thing at a wholesale rate, and you can pay retail. And so we're talking about this envelope right here has 30 of these little patches inside it. You open it up, pull it out, and pap it on. Right? It takes 5 seconds. And then at dinner, take it off, throw it away. But there's 30 of these. A 1 month supply from one person. The retail rate on this is usually $149. And you can pay $149, or if you want, you can get it at a wholesale rate and just wear it. You can also get it for a wholesale rate and use your distributor ID and begin to share it and begin to make money. So these packages you see here, the 3, 6, or 20 pack, are how you get it cheaper than $99, because $99 is the wholesale rate. But the company gives you a one-time opportunity to buy a 3, 6, or 20 pack and get it even cheaper. Of course, my wife and I, we bought the 20 pack because that got it down to $87.50. And I not only want to get it at the cheapest possible price, I wanted plenty because I was thinking about my family and friends and people I love and care about. I'm like, I want as many of these things as I can get. What's the biggest batch I can get? Well, it was 20 of these, a 20-month supply. And it's encouraged that you wear this 1 month for every 10 years of life if you're really going to be in to see what we can do for you. So I was almost 60, so I need 6 for me. And I needed 3 for my wife. Just kidding. So, and I got her 5 or so, and that gave me, 9 or 10 left over. And that I could begin to break open and share some with my family and friends. And I could also, if I enrolled a family and friend, I could front them 1 or 2 of these as I had them and say, listen, it's going to be 3 to 5 days for you to get yours in the mail. Here's 1 for you now, or 2. Begin to open and wear it and share it. And then when you get yours in, just replace them back to me. And that gave people the ability to begin to get excited on the patch, begin sharing the patch and to redeem time. And so having an abundance of those, like that 20 pack did that, and that was $17.50. I'm like, oh man. And within less than a week, we made our money back on that and never looked back. And I just want to talk to you from a business owner perspective. There isn't any business, becoming a realtor, starting your own lawn care company, just little things, or buying a franchise. You can't come into for $1,750 and some tax and change, and to come into an opportunity that could pay the upside of this hand. And by the way, this business is built on a 2-sleeve monthly subscription order, right? So that's how it's built. Meaning after I bought that 20 pack, I got on a 2-sleeve monthly subscription, 1 for me, 1 for my wife. And that's so for $199 a month, I get the opportunity to make over $1 million a year. Now, I don't have any employees. I have no overhead. I have no franchise fees. I have no boss telling me what to do. I don't have to maintain a computer system. I don't have to worry about marketing, anything. I just have to open my mouth and share because I've already got everything the company gives me, and to make it easy to share and help people place an order. You get this in a business in a box. It's genius. My degree's in finance. I'm a business builder. This is the most genius business model I've ever seen. Speaking to you business owners. And so this is the cheapest way to come into an opportunity to potentially for those who want, because I have several other people on my team who make over $1 million a year like me. Think about that. That's crazy. And, the sky's the limit. So I don't want to blow you out on that. To me, that excited me when I heard other people talk about that. I said, oh, really? So that's why I like to share that. But getting back to where you are at, what do you want? Well, you can buy a 6-pack of these and still get paid all the ways this company pays. You can't on the 3-pack. The 3-pack's going to limit you to $100 a week on getting paid. But the 6-pack gives you the ability to get 3 for you, say 3 for your spouse. There's a 90-day supply for both of you. And that's another way they look at it, is that 97% of wear this patch for 90 days, see results. Now you can get this for $89 each. Or you can look at it, 1 for you, 1 for your spouse, 4 to share. right? Get on a 2C monthly subscription the next month. That starts the next month. Unless you bought that 20 pack, you get the benefit of that 2C monthly subscription starting 90 days out. So you don't have to worry about a $199 next month or the following month. That happens 9 days out. That's a benefit if you're tracking with me. And so, and if you're saying, Ken, I just really want to get it at the cheapest possible rate and try it, and I'm gonna, in 90 days I can do that, then buy the 3-pack, right? And so that's going to get it down to about $98 and change. And it's going to save you the $25 membership fee, because otherwise it's 25 bucks and 99 a month. And this is much cheaper, because now you're going to get it all, and you're get your 9 days all up front. So this is what we recommend: is get the 20-pack if you're really ready to roll, 6-pack if you still want to go, but your budget is kind of limited at $535, 6 of these, or get the 3-pack. You just want to kick the tires, get this thing on you. And then once your eyes open, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, it really does work. And you're like, okay, yeah, I've got my mom, my best friend, some people I'm going to want to call them. Then you can upgrade from your $295 from the 3-pack to that 6-pack, or to the 20-pack. So the company gives you the option to come in where you're comfortable and what's with your belief level and your budget. And then you can upgrade when your belief goes up, and the willingness then makes your budget work for you. So, but remember, the key is a 2 monthly subscription thereafter, starting 30 days later, is how this opportunity is built. Now, you can get on a 1 sleeve that will hold volume of business that's occurring underneath you from other people who are above you, by default putting people below you on one team. You're going to be on one side. Just bear with me on this. Remember, there's 2 teams. You're going to be put on one team. Your person who enrolled you. Now, anybody between you and the person who enrolled you and above that person, they got to put people on that team. Well, by default, the computer is going to put them where? Below you. All that volume is going to count towards you, and that will turn to dollars eventually, but you got to be on at least a 1 sleeve to not have that volume flush every month. Just ordering one of these a month after that keeps that all alive and active, waiting for you then to upgrade to a 2 sleeve. And then that thing opens up the comp plan. So the 6-pack or 20-pack on a 2 sleeve monthly subscription starting the following month, or 90 days out on a 20-pack, that opens up the full comp plan. 3-pack, that's going to give you a 9-day supply for one person. And if you're married, then your spouse is going to suffer while you're not. Just being funny here, but really you want to get it for them too. And by the way, and then if you get on a 1 sleeve monthly subscription, that's at least going to hold the volume that's occurring underneath you until you're really ready to run with this. And I hope that makes sense. And like I said, get better with the person who explained that better for you. And and last, I'll say this, is that we have a team, and this is at team.com. That's the formula for success, the system we're following to make it easy. So you can keep this simple, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of time, and all your friends come in, they don't have to spend a lot of time too. And we have an amazing event that's coming up this week. This is epic. This happens only once a year, an in-person like event. And it's happening this Friday night from 5:30 to 10:30 in Orlando, and then all day on Saturday. And what this is an event that took me and my wife from making $1,000 a week to $1,000 a day. And why is that? Because unlike going to a motivational seminar where you get all hyped up and then 2 weeks later you're back down to where you were before, this is you get to see common people getting uncommon results, the results that you love to want to make all your life. Now you're looking at how they're doing it. Your belief is now rising. Your conviction is getting deeper. And then if you bring people with you, so is theirs, and you come out more excited with greater belief and equipped to be more successful, equipped to be able to just share this like never before. And that means more people get past, more people buy in, and more miracles occur, more belief happens, God gets more glory, your paycheck goes up. And that's what this is. This is a massive productivity event, I call it. That's a lot of fun, and belief, there's nothing better. It just makes life good, right? And so, and you can see it virtually for like 125 bucks, which is nothing. I would spend 10, 15 grand to take people to go see Tony Robbins and my team. And for just a few $100, you could show this in person. Get 2 nights stay at a hotel, amazing dinner, and the ability to be in this room with these people should you go. And so it's not too late. Get with your upline and the person invited about that, because besides buying patches, I'd almost buy this first. Go to that. then buy your patches. Because you can be healthy wearing the patch and be broke the rest of your life, or you can get into this event and change the trajectory for the rest of your life, like this did for me and my wife. This took the next 10, 20, 30 years of my work life and collapsed it down in less than 24 months of my life. Didn't know that was going to happen, but it's an event like this that does it. And so I just wanted to express with passion and belief that hopefully you understand the value of this. You will high five me if you go to this. It's epic. Think about this. We're the fast growing team in the world. This is the epicenter of why that is. It's like going to the volcano and seeing, if you could, get right close to all that bubbling capability coming out. There it is. And so I hope that helps you and makes sense there. And so, but do get back with the person who invited you on what you'd like to do. Get a 3, 6, or 20 pack if you're ready to run. Or if you're number 3, you want to do more research, get that thisisit.info.com, right here on the left, go do all the research. You'll see it, 80 clinical trials and studies. Or if you're ready to get some packs for you and your family and loved ones, what do you want? A 20 pack, a 6 pack? How many friends do you have? How fast do you want to see miracles occur? When I got the 20 pack, I began to mail 3, 4, 5 patches out to my family and friends. That's first. And I said, hey, listen, I found something. It's completely safe. It's not going to conflict with any kind of medication. Put it on. 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and tell me what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen for you. Just tell me what happens for you. And now I wouldn't do that now because I tell them buy a 90-day supply, because the power of what this is beyond belief. But fortunately, I had enough people out of all the people we shared it with that we began to see miracles in 1, 2, 3, 4 patches, where my wife, it would be 21 days before her hot flashes, 10 to 20 days stop. Be 2.5 weeks for my mental clarity to happen. But we did have people who were 1 patch, 2 patch wonders calling us up, and we're like, okay, this is amazing. Good things are going to start happening. And that was amazing for us. So, and that's why I got that 20 pack. 6 pack is a great way still to get in, and you can upgrade later. So I hope that makes sense. And it's been an honor to be with you this evening. And so I look forward to hopefully seeing you in the next Zoom. And my highest, most wonderful result would to see you at next level and to give me a high five and say, Ken, I made it. And yeah, you did. To the beginning of the rest of the most awesome life for you. All righty. Well, do get the person who invited you, let them know what you'd like to do. And so it's been an honor to be with you, and everybody have a wonderfully blessed night. And so thank you for allowing me to be with you this evening and share this amazing opportunity with you. All right, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Been
Yeah.
great.